Good morning, my fellow Americans and congressmen and the United States government. My name is Alexi Jacobs. I'm from Washington State in Seattle. And I'm not looking for publicity. I'm not looking for fame. I'm looking for compassion. I'm looking for humanity. I'm asking the people that are holding up this bill. I'm directly speaking to you. There is absolutely no reason for you to sit back and to gain anything off of this as far as a profit or fame or any kind of anything. Because at the end of the day, the more stops you put to this and more delays you put to this, the more you're going to get backlash and only get a negative. You're only going to get a negative outcome to this. The election year is coming up. There's also other election years that will be coming up as well. And us Washingtonians are tired of being fucking screwed around. We're tired of hearing how much the government can't do for us or how much the government can't do for us. And we're tired of hearing how much the government keeps getting more and more and more and more and more top heavy and not doing anything. So I speak on behalf of every voice in this country that is suffering, that is sitting back and watching this disaster strike our country and just continue to decline our economy. Luckily for some people like me and other workers that are able to still work and provide for their families, it's a very, very lucky thing, but not everyone can do that. Not everybody chose my career and spent 10 years in that career to make sure that we knew ins and outs of our job. And a lot of people right now are the same veterans of different work industries that got shut down. And it wasn't because loud ass motherfucker. And it wasn't because of not because of their fault or because the industry failed or because their boss was at fault or because their company was at fault or because they went bankrupt. None of this was anyone's fault. So to sit back and to make money and lobby and to put in new regulations and to shape our country or to shape our constitution through these bills is not going to help anyone at this moment. You're going to, and that's true. And that is very true what I just read this morning. Every single ounce and every single minute that we waste to argument and politics, we are quite literally washing our hands in blood. We are washing our hands in blood. I want you to sit down and every congresswoman and every congressman and every House of Representatives members and every lawmaker in the governmental branches that are responsible for passing this bill. Please, I ask that with urgency that you pass this bill. We have relatives that are 70 plus years old. We have kids that are under 2 months old that may not have the immunities to fight this virus. That will basically, this virus is going to continue to spread if people keep leaving and keep doing side jobs, just like some of my family members are doing. They're out doing side work because they are not able to provide for their family, because their families are sitting at home, are not able to go to school and provide and get lunches that they're usually able to get. A lot of seniors are not able to just go and get the benefits that they need or complete some of the paperwork that would give them the benefits. There's a lot of people my age and people in the middle class and people middle-aged that are struggling. Small businesses are struggling. People that have caught the virus are struggling because they're not able to pay for anything because they're out for work. I am a single dependent. that means I've got other people depending on me. I've got 3 kids, and I've got 3 kids and a wife depending on me. I have a family of 5 total that depend on my income. And if I were to get sick today, because this bill was not passed, and because the people that are infected were able to, I wouldn't say able to, but forced. I wouldn't even say able to, because that's not an able to thing. It is a forced thing. Those people are forced to leave their home, to provide, to survive, to make sure they have the food, to have the energy to fight this virus. Because it isn't just the medications. It isn't just the medical staff or the hospitals that will help people. Because even beyond that, we're still having deaths. We cannot stop the virus. We cannot stop the virus by medical means. We cannot stop the virus as it's proven, as it is right now. We cannot do that. Even if we found a medication, that medication is going to take months to manufacture. It's going to take months to work out the kinks. It's going to take lots of effort and a lot of it's going to take a lot of regulation just to pass that drug. And that drug alone isn't going to help. So focusing on just a medication isn't going to help. Because the fruits of this earth, which is food and the things that are necessary for an immune system to come back from a sickness, are not being provided, because some people in the government think that they have I would say they think that they have a celebrity seat. That's what this is. You're using your celebrity status, and you're using your power, and you're not. And I wouldn't say you're using it. You're abusing it. You're not using it. You're abusing it. Using your power would be to do something good. Abusing your power is to do something for yourself, for the greater of yourself, rather than for the greater good of others. You're using that power for the greater good of yourself. Now think back to that. Did you get into politics and those members that are delaying the progress, and those members that are delaying the process, to think to yourself, do you truly believe that you're doing the right thing by inserting policies and regulations that are only good for other industries, or lobbyists that have gone and lobbied this to other politicians, and you're getting paid basically selfishly to pass regulation and then to insert regulation and to become that stand in the middle brick. And it's only now, I hope that this message rings clear to the United States government. I hope that this message rings clear to the United States people. The Democratic Party is not to help you. They are here to set in stone their own agenda, which only produce insider circles of all of these politicians that are making clearly over $100,000 a year, easily. And then I read another paragraph yesterday that senators and House of Representatives and most people that take office only need to serve 1 term in order to retire completely at full pay. At full pay. So if a senator is making $200,000 a year and they become a senator at 34 years old, that senator is going to be getting $200,000 a year as a retirement fund. That retirement fund is set up separately. The politicians get a separate, different treatment. The politicians get better connections because they have the power seats, and those power seats create them more income. It doesn't matter what times of crisis it is, but those politicians are not struggling like me and you. Those politicians are not out here like me and you and dealing with this stuff up front. We're on the front lines. We're the workers. We're the guys on the front lines that have to sit here and deal with this shit. And But excuse my language, but at this point, I don't think that it has anything to do with clear language or not. This has become the biggest concern in the United States. How do we elect members that hold up procedures that are so vital to emergency situations? And had the Senate not stopped that bill, we would have had another day. Yesterday, I saw the numbers in Washington State alone. In Washington State alone, in one state, in my state, the numbers went up by not tens, but hundreds. The numbers go up by hundreds every single day. The percentage of death of this has been downplayed by the media by huge numbers. If you know math, you can pretty much go ahead and do your own math on your own state. Go look at the confirmed cases, go look at the deaths, and then divide those deaths into the confirmed cases, and you're going to get the percentage of how much people are actually dying from this. How many people are actually passing away. That's the percentage you're going to get when you divide that number. I divided the number of the world just a few days ago, and the death toll percentage was 4%. The flu doesn't even get to 1. The flu does not even get to 1%. Not even 1. The flu doesn't even come up to 1%. 2% at its worst. And this is facts off of that I've read off of other statistics and other places that I had gotten these statistics from. Don't quote, please, because I'm not sure where I got them from, so I'm not sure what the source is. But it was one of the main sources. It looked like an official source when I looked at it, so didn't look like it was a false source. Well, I'm sorry. I got those numbers from King 5 News. This is one of our main stations here. And the number of cases versus the number of deaths in the world is sitting at 4%. That means this disease has a 4% of death rate. No, it is not like the flu. And no, it is not like the cold. This is a highly contagious disease. I wouldn't even say a disease, I'm sorry, it is a virus. It is a highly contagious virus. And it's a viral infection, and we are sitting back and allowing our government workers, just the lawmakers, our government lawmakers, we're allowing them to sit back and play a politician's game of gain, of manipulation. And I don't think that I've ever had any idea that this is the way that things went. I would have never thought that this is the way that this was going to go. But now that we are here, finally in the emergency situation, it's quite clear that this is the way that our government would like for us to proceed. This is the way that our government wants us to live. So, the message to the United States federal government that is holding up the stimulus bill is that we, as the people of the United States, we are the ones that have put you in office to represent us. You're representing us. That's what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to represent yourself. You're not supposed to put your own opinions into this. Your own selfish opinion into this. It is not your selfish opinion. We, the people, are not gaining anything from the lobbyists. We're not gaining anything from the policies. We're not gaining anything from anything else. The only thing that we're gaining from all of this is a little bit of peace of mind and our economy back. And maybe some people can actually pay their rent and their bills without having to sit here and stress and struggle through this hard time as it is. If a person is already going through the coronavirus, stress and fear are the two things that have that has shown in studies, that has shown and proved medically to have become a negative impact on any disease. Negativity and a negative mind state and stress and fear will put your body into a worse state, and it will not let you recover. So the senators and the government and everybody that's holding up this bill, you are quite literally the stress and the anxiety and the fear of the coronavirus. You are allowing our immune systems and the people that are actually stressing and are afraid for their homes and where they're going to go next. And if that person is self-quarantining themselves, and not only that, they have to now think about what they're going to do about paying their bills and paying their rent. And what they're going to do if they still have the virus when the country gets out of lockdown and the moratoriums are lifted. These people are going to sit here and have to stress about their bills. And all because some senators want to waste a few more days out of the month. A few precious minutes and a few precious hours that we do have. People are dying every minute, every second, every hour, every month, every week. We don't have time. We've got money, but we do not have time. There's an obvious answer here. We have $2 trillion to give to our people that we have paid with our hard-earned money, hard-earned hours, and hard-earned everything on our backs, on our hard-earned money. And we have paid into taxes and we've paid into the government, and we sit here and we wait for years and years of being so obedient and loyal. But yet, the second that we decide to say, no, we don't want to pay you tax anymore because we don't feel like you're doing the right thing, we either get locked up in jail, our life gets screwed up, and we experience hell. And I call on all Americans, and I call on all congressmen, and I call on the judicial system to please change these policies. Government workers should not be allowed to bargain their power positions for a gain of money. That should never be okay. I do not know why. I'm not from this country, but I don't understand. I'm a citizen of this country. I wasn't born here, but I've been here for 17 years. And what the fuck I don't understand is how are we allowing these people to come into our government that we, the people, own, that we the people pay into, that we, the people, create? How is it that we allow this government to lie to us, to deceive us, and then use those power seats that were given to them, that was not that they did not earn, but that was given to them by vote? That they sat there and lied and lobbied us and lied to us. I don't believe that we should allow anybody to sit on a government seat if you lie to get that seat. If you ever fact-checked and you were proven wrong, you should not have that seat. You should have to either resign or you should be fired off that seat, and a new person should be entered, which whoever came in second from that election year should come into that office and should take the seat. And until we get honest politicians, we are not going to have a great or a good country or a good government. And that is final. That is 100% true, and that is not going to happen until the United States people, the people of America, stand up for their government and do something about it. But sitting back and allowing these fucking politicians to bullshit us, to lie to us, and then hold up the emergency bills and stimulus packages come in emergency time. We allow them to do this without say. We just have to sit back here and wait. But when they ask for tax money from each of our paychecks, that shit seems to come on time. But whenever we need the help, whenever the help has to be returned, these people are fucking like grapples at money. Anyway, I'm gonna go and hang out with my family before I have to go to work, but I really hope that this message rings through. I hope this. None of my videos go anywhere, but hopefully this video goes somewhere. I hope somebody, even if two people hear it and spread the message at least, or even push the same opinion down the line. I really hope that there's more people out in the world that think this way, and I hope there's more people in this country that think this way, and I hope that we can come up with a better solution than this fucking failing system, failing government system. We have a failing country, we have a failing economy, and we have a failing health system. All because we do not have dependable people. We do not have anyone we can actually depend on. I don't feel like my government protects us. I don't feel like our government has our back. That's what we feel like. When we sit back and we sit here and stress over just sitting here looking at the damn TV while these fucking people go up to the microphone and express their goddamn opinion, which matters very fucking little in this moment in time. The only thing that matters right now is the facts. The only thing that matters right now is the coronavirus and the stimulus bill and the help that we need to overcome this. Our numbers are higher than any other country in the world now. And it didn't even start here. It started in China. And I'm sorry to say, but China has kept this number down because they don't want the spread. There are other countries that are doing better than us. There are countries that are able to put a moratorium on and not get none of this. They don't have to deal with half of this. Some countries suspended rent and mortgage completely. And even though we did the same thing here for a moratorium of basically the evictions, even though we have a moratorium on that, that's not going to really help everyone. Not right now. I mean, even if, for example, we have a 30-day moratorium that started, I don't even know when it started, last week, a week and a half ago. So after this 30 days, if the stimulus package doesn't come through, what are people supposed to do? What are courts going to do? What are the small municipal courts going to do? What are the district courts going to do? What are the superior courts going to do? We're already overwhelming in the healthcare industry. All our hospitals are overfilled. We're way behind quarantine. We're way behind testing. What else can we do? Sit back and fucking let the stimulus bill be held up too? It's just beyond me. I don't know. It's beyond me. All right, y'all. Have a good Friday. I hope that this gets somewhere, and if you see this video, please share it with as many people as you can. To be honest, I think that this is definitely one of the saddest times in our lives when we depend on a government to help us in the hardest of times, especially the government that has imposed a stay-at-home order. In Washington State, we have a stay-at-home order. We can't leave the home unless you're an essential business or you're going for an essential travel, which is going to a store or a medical facility, or going to repair your transportation, which is the business I'm in. I'm in repairing transportation so that people can get around in this hard time and stay in their cars and not be in public transportation. I'm losing money because I am offering people lower prices because I know people can't afford repairs. I know people can't afford repairs. I know that. So there's only a few people out there that are willing to put down their pride and put down their gains and actually do something. And we need more people like that. And I'm calling on more people I'm calling on more business owners. I'm calling on more landlords. I'm calling on anyone that's in any industry that's private industry, that owns their private businesses. And if you can afford it, either to slide scale the payments or even lower the payments on your rents and your bills and your utilities. If the companies can afford to do that, please, by all means do so. I can't even afford to do that, but I'm still going to do it because I know that the people that I'm helping can't even afford me, even with my lowered prices. They're spending the last dime to make sure that they have a car to get around if they need to get to a job if they need to get to some side work if they need to. Because our government isn't fucking helping us. Every single time something bad happens, this government just shuts down and lets us fight for ourselves. This is what's happened each and every single time. Anytime something happens, this government should be getting the fuck up, and the first thing they should be doing is opening up even more, and going and steaming forward even faster. That's what they should be doing. But instead, we sit back and we watch these governments screw us over, let us wait, and let us struggle. Until finally that helping hand comes, and that helping hand is so late that most of us have been so self-reliant for so long that we lose faith. And then it becomes a fucking joke. So, be my guest, support the government, or be my guest and support the people of the United States. That's a choice that's left up to you. As the American citizen of this country, that is a choice that is left up to you.